All wings report in.
HouseDog, standing by.
MotherGoose, standing by.
Lowtech Tuck, standing by.
Lock S foils in attack position. Animal Squadron ready for battle.
Well, hello there, and welcome back to the Animal Squadron podcast. I'm your host, HouseDog, and with me, as always, my best friend in the whole world. I love him more than anyone else. I would not be able to live without him. We both love chasm dragons and the area where they live and the very specific name for it. The one, the only, Lowtech Tuck.
Hey, I'm number one this time. I love
Tuck's
it.
number one.
I'm taking my spot in the spotlight, man. This is awesome.
And Elijah's here too.
Hey, everybody. It's good to
Hi,
be
Elijah.
here.
You beautiful, sweet man. How are you?
If you,
Thank you.
missed having an episode last week,
said,
you
how
can blame
are you,
Elijah because he decided to take time for himself and go on a stupid vacation and abandon us for
But
a whole
also,
week.
though, he went to go see the chasm dragons in the very specific place where they live.
There's a chasm in my heart from him leaving.
Listen, there were chasm fiends and giant chulls, like statues. It was hella sick.
So you were on the Shattered Plains?
I was there.
Were you near
person.
Were you near the spire?
I was on Roshar.
Dude, did you meet Eshonai?
I did not, but I did get to see Bright Lord Sanderson himself. So
That is cool. Although I am sad that you did not get to meet Dalinar. That's what I was hoping for.
that is true.
Because
My
he's
favorite
my
character,
boy. He
Dalinar.
is my boy.
I was
love
too nervous to
Dalinar.
talk to any of the royalty. Tucker, the actress they got to play Yasna, was so beautiful. I literally almost died.
Dude,
Cut
honestly,
to the
stand
clip
by
of
that.
Elijah sitting in the corner,
I have
not
been
talking to
seeing-
anyone.
I have been seeing TikToks. Actually, I saw your TikTok that you made with your friend.
Hell yeah.
The one where it's like, I'm going to dance with all the girls at the ball. I love that.
Yeah.
Who was that guy? Like,
That
is he
was,
just some dude you met? Or-
That's my nephew.
oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I guess I may have seen him as a little boy, but
Yeah.
I didn't. Like, I've
Over a
never seen him.
decade ago.
Never
yeah.
seen him as an adult. yeah.
He's a grown man now. Yeah. She was gorgeous, and I will live the rest of my life regretting not talking to her, and I stand
But-
by that.
Also, dude, just hit her up on Span Read, bro.
Real.
I'm serious. Span Read, or you could drain some light, bind yourself to the air, and
That
fly on
sounded
over
very
there.
sexual.
Just fly away.
Fly on over. to
Fly on
Yasna.
over.
Express your love. Pull a Dalinar and Navani.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Wait.
Admit your
sorry.
feelings.
I gotta. I have to send a meme to you later. I just can't remember if it's spoilers or not.
Don't tell me something goes wrong, dude. That's gonna make me so sad. I like that. I like
the
that
end-
relationship.
The end of book 1.
Oh yeah, no, I'm more than halfway
Yeah.
through book 2. I'm on like chapter 62 of book 2. So like I've only got like, I don't know, like I'm on like part 4.
Yeah, I'm
So
pretty sure
I'm
you
pretty-
passed
I'm
it. I
pretty
just
far.
don't remember. You know, I read all the books so close together, they've blurred what happens in what
Well, like
book.
I'll just tell you straight up, Navani and Dalinar are like in love right now.
Gotcha. Okay,
They
yeah.
like they wait out high storms together. They smooch a lot.
Yeah, Mac,
It's good.
See, you're going to love it because the meme goes, I don't care if you're my brother. Navani Golan.
But also though, like she's
Y'all are
not his
sick.
actual. No, she's not his actual sister. This isn't Game of Thrones. This isn't Game of Thrones.
I know what you guys are into.
She's his dead
No.
brother's
I
wife.
see how it is.
She's his dead brother's wife. And also though, but he's always loved her even from whenever they were kids. But
yeah,
he
sure.
he allowed Gavilar to marry her for the kingdom. Even like
Yeah.
he was willing to set his love of her aside. And then whenever his brother died, she made the first move, not him. So again, very honorable.
A sister kissing a brother. Sounds like another Star Wars trope ripoff.
And then he gets with it because she's a hottie with a body, dude. And Dalinar just can't take it anymore. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Real.
Yep.
All right, time to talk about Star Wars. I'm tired of hearing about this nerdy virgin stuff.
I want to talk about the Stormlight Archive. So, you know what?
Hello, and welcome to Animal Squadron, the Stormlight Archives podcast.
Well, welcome to Bridge 4.
I'm sorry, Milky. We're talking. This is still
Mac,
a Star Wars podcast.
If we were Bridge 4, Mac, you're kind of a Moash. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, he is kind of a Moash.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. The longer we talk about this nerdy stuff, the more things I'm gonna forget about what we're supposed to talk about today.
I wish you were Rock, but you're Moash. That's all I gotta say.
You could have been a Lopin, but you're a Moash.
Dude, yeah, that's right, Goncho.
I don't think you realize just how lame both of you sound right now.
I don't think you realize how lame you sound and how
you haven't
cool
even read
we
it.
sound.
You just want to be included. You're just jealous.
I don't. This sounds so
You're just
like
jealous.
nerdier than anything we've ever talked about.
Oh yeah, you're judging us on a Star Wars podcast that we're nerdy.
Started. This show was your idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and also
great.
too, in your room, I can see all your Star Wars stuff, and I know how much Star Wars is your life, and you're going to tell us that we're nerdy. I'm just saying. I can smell the hypocrisy from here.
The tism doesn't fall too far from the tism tree. That's all I'm saying.
That's right. And that's why you should read Stormlight Archive, because it's made for people like us.
Mm-hmm.
It's made. Yep.
He's going to love it the second he reads it. He's going to be like, guys, we need to start another podcast.
Oh, yeah. Suck in some Stormlight. Read it
The only thing I would do is I would read everything and not tell either of you.
Oh, yeah? You mean you listen to like 300 hours of a book?
I want you to think about me and how long we've known each other, and then ask yourself what I would do in this situation.
You would read about 20 minutes and get bored, and then tell us you wrote all of it.
To it, aren't you?
No,
you
I would commit. I would commit. I haven't given Elijah a high five in over a decade, and you think that I won't commit to a book series in
I don't
secret?
think you will. I don't think you will.
High five.
I don't think you will. I think you'll read it a little bit and get bored and switch to something else.
You don't know me at all.
I do know you.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying.
I don't think Mac's
you can
cool enough to finish the whole series, if I'm being honest.
I would do it and never tell you guys. And then one day y'all are just going to be talking about some stuff and I'm going to ruin it for you because I'm going to read ahead.
You think you can read it faster than I can, huh?
I know I can.
I got about 40 hours of book left on book 5, so we'll see if you catch up.
Also, too, like, I mean, here in like 2 weeks, I'll be on book 3. So, good luck.
I believe
I will commit all of my off time to
120 hours to catch up to me. Just so you know. Just so you know.
That's fine.
All right. Let's separate the boys from the men. Do it. See what happens.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Star Wars time.
We'll go in a duel for shards.
Skeleton Crew, episode 1.
No duels for shards, so I don't care.
Or duels for shards.
Duels for shards. That's right.
All right. I'll give up the bit. We can actually start. My bad.
Hey guys, I'm afraid that this might literally be peak.
I love it. I love it so much. This is my new favorite show. I've been waiting 20 minutes to tell you guys how much I love this show, but you idiots want to keep talking about your stupid, lame, freaking Star Wars knockoff wizards incestual books.
Listen,
you mean the one that you're gonna read?
Star Wars has more incest.
That's
it
true.
has a touch.
That's true. Like, at least Dalinar and Navani aren't actual brother and sister.
Yeah, they're just in-laws.
And also, too, again, they've loved each other the whole time.
Say one more thing about your stupid book.
What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it?
I'll be your best friend forever and I'll kiss you.
Oh, I'll shut up then.
All right. I'm hurt. Yeah. No, this is my new favorite thing, and it took a lot to not watch episode 2 while I was waiting for you guys to finish.
It's like a 5-minute difference.
Yeah, it took a lot of self-control not to do it.
Well, I'm proud of you.
I mean, we all know Elijah's already watched all 3 episodes that are out right now.
I have not.
Mm-hmm.
But I also really had to fight off those demons not to.
No,
Well, at
this
least
is
you
like,
have the new book.
Yes.
Yep, to keep you company.
this show makes me like so happy, and I'm really hoping that they just didn't put everything into episode 1, because like even from the beginning, this just felt like such a love letter to Star Wars fans, like from the beginning for me. And I really love whenever, like, I think Elijah's right. I think this is peak. I think this could be my 2025 contender
Yeah.
if it keeps going well.
This one, in terms of predictions, is going to have a little bit of an unfair advantage because we will have seen at least some of it by the time we make our predictions. It is going to be going against Andor Season 2, so I could see it winning, but it's going to fight. It's going to have to fight to win, and we'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm. No, from the get-go, we had the classic pan down to start out the show, and that's, I'm not gonna lie, they had me from the jump. I was like, oh, we got the classic pan down, we're in space, right into like a space skirmish. I was like, this is Wizard, Annie.
This was Wizard.
I loved all the pirates. I like the wolf guy.
Mm-hmm.
Jude Law, I think, is going to be very interesting to have in Star Wars, because I don't think I would have ever picked to put him in a Star Wars.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to fit in the universe really well. And he's done so many like different projects. Like he's done rom-coms, he's done serious films. He's a really good actor.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's going to do really well as a disgraced pirate.
Yeah. Tukey, how you feeling about it?
You know, honestly, this show, I was just sitting there watching it, I was like, it's just a coming of age show at the start. I was like, this is just like all the other ones. I mean, like, I was just watching a coming of age movie of the like hundreds of them. But I really, like, by the end of it, was very happy with it. I'm very excited to see where it goes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's very like Goonies-esque.
Yeah, it was a little cheesy at the start, which I didn't hate. I will say I didn't hate it, but it just felt a little bit cookie cutter, and like felt a little bit like just that this is Disney's attempt to compete with Stranger Things.
Yeah, I can see that.
But then at the end, it definitely gets a lot more exciting.
I think they're going to
quick,
dial back on that aspect, because I had the same thought too.
Yeah, well,
But
and
it was
again,
also like really sweet moments that like reminded me of whenever I was a kid and like hanging out with you guys and stuff. Like how whenever he meets his buddy at the bus stop and they start doing the impromptu Jedi Sith fight, and I was like, this is exactly what we all did growing up. Like that's why I say, to me, this feels like a real love letter to Star Wars fans everywhere. And I think like specifically like our generation that grew up with the prequels and the original films.
Yeah,
Like that's what it felt like.
And I think too, like, with the genre that it is, like, of course it's a little cheesy. Like, it's kind of like another genre that's not similar at all in theme, but I think you'll get my point. Is like, it's kind of like how like slasher movies are always a little cheesy because they're just kind of supposed to be. And so it's like a coming of age thing. So I think they did that right.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna dial it back as the season progresses.
They were
I think
just
this first
introducing
episode, this first episode was an introductory episode to, draw you in and everything. And I really liked all those like classic coming of age story tropes. I think it works really well for a first episode. And then I think the deeper we get into the show, I think it is going to become more serious. And I think that's why they chose to open with Jude Law's character in the whole pirate aspect.
Yeah.
Instead of just opening with the kids and then introducing Jude Law's character at the end of the show, which that scene could have been at the beginning or the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing I did like, as far as quote unquote the cheesiness, like what I said, was like with the coming of age tropes, like the cool thing was like they have bikes. They're just speeder bikes. and like
Yeah.
they have walkie-talkies, and like instead of call sign, they have comm signs,
Yeah.
and like stuff like that. That I was like, you know what, I actually like that. Like that actually
Yeah.
kind of makes me smile.
This is Jedi 1, over. What should
Yeah.
my name be?
Oh, I
wait.
know, Jedi 2.
I got it. Jedi 2.
Oh,
Like,
man.
all those
Also-
little moments are just, they really reminded me of my childhood and everything. And, like, it wasn't over the top. Like, they genuinely captured, like, how you grow up with your friends and how
Yeah.
you act with your friends.
And
I
admittedly,
really like-
we were all even a little cheesy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
Yeah.
a kid. And then the whole relationship, is his name Win or Whim?
Whim
I think it's Win.
with an M. Whim, like the start of whimsical.
Yeah, I like his
Yeah,
relationship with Fern, the girl. Mm-hmm. I like that whole thing. It's very, like, it was just sweet. Like, the whole storyline of this episode was just very, I enjoyed it. It made me happy. It wasn't, like, goofy or anything. Like, there were silly parts and stuff, but I never got the impression that this was going to be a silly show or anything. And I think we are going to get, like, serious moments, even though half the cast is children.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
think we will too.
So I want to talk aesthetics wise. I was a little unsure how I felt about the suburban aspect of it because just being honest, as big as the Star Wars galaxy is, of course it makes sense that there's a suburban out there somewhere. But
Somewhere.
it just felt a little weird watching the trailers, but watching the actual episode, I don't know, just aesthetically, it really fit with Star Wars. And the moment that really made me appreciate it was when we first saw them get on the bus and they were going to school and they passed a bunch of buildings with Arabush on it. And I was like, okay, this is Star Wars. I get it. I see the vision.
Yeah, and also to like KB and Fern like racing the bus on their speeder bike, and it's just, you know, it's almost like a kid riding a bike
Yeah.
in suburban America. Like, I don't know, it's just cool.
And then
Yeah.
whenever Wim's trying to get to school for his exam and he's cutting through the woods, and it's like, again, it's just I really like whenever Star Wars pays homage to itself, but not in like a gross way. You know what I mean? And you kind of got like the flashback to Endor and Jedi
Yeah.
kind of vibe through it, but it wasn't like Elijah always says, you know, too on the nose. It was all that show don't tell type of vibe where like,
Yeah.
if this is your first introduction to Star Wars, which I think they're doing a better job of lately in this day and age where you don't have to watch everything. If you want Skeleton Crew to be your entire Star Wars universe, I think that's kind of what they're doing now. Is that, yes, everything that they're putting out does build on the story, the overall story of Star Wars and the overall universe. But if you want one show to be your entire Star Wars universe, everything can do that. Are you missing out on some stuff? Sure. But it's not the be all end all.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
We're-
And
and-
one
yeah.
one thing you said too about this show's really good about paying homage to Star Wars fans, like without being gross. With the way that there was him going through the forest almost like Endor and the lightsaber fights and stuff. Like they almost wrote Wim and Neil as if they had grown up watching the Star Wars movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Even though they're in Star Wars. Like it's like, I don't know. They just seemed like kids that had seen the movies before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's got that little like deck thing that he's like reading like
Yeah.
Jedi lore on, but it's like a children's story type deal.
You
Yeah.
mean like
That he
our
always carries
you mean
with
like
him.
our iPod touches that we actually did read Star Wars lore on whenever we
Yeah.
were kids? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's me and Tuck staying up until 3 a.m. in my childhood bedroom reading Wikipedia, saying nothing to each other for 3 hours.
And then talking about the lifespan of a Wookiee for hours.
There
For
were
hours.
signs. There were signs.
Oh yeah. It's all good though.
I really enjoyed this, and the cinematography on this one was amazing. Like I've said it before, I think Andor in terms of cinematography is the best Star Wars project we've ever gotten. This one might be able to contend with it, I think. They did a really, really good job, especially with the special effects. Like, my favorite scene was at the very end when the ship was taking off and its thrusters, the fire was coming out and it was like burning the trees.
The woods,
But then the sky was this like really pretty, like blue or green in contrast to that. It just looked so good.
No, I don't think there was a wasted shot in this entire opening episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was great. And
yeah.
It feels like every like classic 80s movie, like blockbuster. Like the scene with the ship was kind of like, whenever E.T. goes away at the end of E.T. in, like Stephen King books, like those classic coming of age tales that we've all like I said, it wasn't at any point was I like, okay, they're ripping off Goonies. They're ripping off, what's the one with the kids with the dead body in the woods? What's that one?
Oh, Stand By Me.
Yeah, Stand By Me. Like there's elements of that in Goonies and E.T. but it was never gross. It was never like, okay, they're just doing Goonies here or they're just doing E.T. here. It was like, this is just paying homage to all of those really great stories, but for this coming generation. Like, this show could be this generation Stand By Me or Goonies or whatever. Just sit in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the same genre, but it's not a ripoff or a parody.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I was really pleasantly surprised. I mean, you guys know me. I'm a simple man. I like pretty much anything Star Wars. But I did think going in, I was like, I'm going to enjoy it, but I don't know if I'm going to love it. And I definitely have changed my mind now.
Especially since you've seen all 3 episodes that are currently out.
Listen here, Stinky. I've been good for once, and I won't have you take that accomplishment away from me.
How many trailers and everything else did you watch?
I watched maybe 2 or 3 trailers. I didn't watch all of them, but I watched most of them. But those don't count, okay? Those don't count.
I'm very interested to see about the robot. I love a good robot.
Mm-hmm.
And I like this one.
You like when they die.
And he's done nothing.
Except for have one eye, so he's injured. Therefore, Mac's getting hungry. He likes it.
He's halfway there.
Yeah,
I'm very curious to see what they do with him.
Yeah, I do have a question, but it's going to change the subject.
Change it.
So, with Neil's line about like at the very end, whenever he's like, "We're going past the barrier," do you think that maybe this planet has like almost a Truman Show kind of vibe, where like they don't realize that they live in a full galaxy? Like they think the sky is a barrier?
I think they know about the galaxy.
Right.
I just think that somebody high up, their government, some leader, maybe a religious organization, I think it's exactly what you said. They've lied and told them that they can't get off planet for some reason. This barrier is stopping them.
Also, too, it gave me some, like, not only, like, is it 80s coming of age theme, but there were some other themes in there that gave me, like, 1980s dystopian novel kind of vibes, too. Like, for instance, The Assessment and how that decides your job forever. And how they live and how they live in like this like pseudo communist society. Like it's just it's interesting. So I'm hoping that they explore that and actually like really make that a plot point. Both of those things. I'd love for those questions to be answered.
Especially getting to, like now that the kids are off planet, getting to see their reaction to how different life is everywhere else. Yeah.
And I also wonder too if Wim's dad, if not only was he scared that his son was on a ship and he didn't know where it was, like what was happening or something, but I also wonder too if he also thinks that the barrier's real and that you can't get off the planet. Like, I wonder if he thinks that Wim is like certainly dead.
I think Wim's dad and not KB, but the other girl's mom, just the vibes they gave me.
You think they're in on it?
I think they're in on it. I think they know. Yeah. Especially with specifically him or Wim's dad, how busy he was and how much work he had to do. He knows something.
Yeah. And how he's always in his secret meetings. What does he call them? He calls them, it's not assessment, but it's something like
review.
That. It's, review.
Yeah.
My reviews and all that stuff. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think this planet is like, they kind of did it in like WandaVision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With like the whole town like being actual people and everything, but Wanda's like mind controlled all of them into making it like that perfect place. There's also that old film with Tobey Maguire.
Oh.
In
I thought you were talking about
chick.
Truman Show.
Well, it's kind of like the same thing. Like they go inside this 50s theme show somehow. Did you ever see that? It was called like Sunnyvale or something, where like everything's perfect and whatnot. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
It's an okay movie. But yeah, I think I think this planet is somewhere you go where you kind of like give up everything for your kids to have a better life. Like I think it's like a refugee planet where like the government is in complete control. And everybody just kind of has to follow the rules. Otherwise, you get written off the show.
Yeah. Also, did the droids seem weird?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like very.
Wait, are you talking about all the school droids?
Yeah. Something's going on with the school droids.
And how they're like very, very authoritative, the droids are. Whereas like most of the time in Star Wars, droids are typically more submissive, but like these are like they make the rules. Like they're authoritative, they're like disciplinarian kind of acting. Yeah.
Well, now that we're talking about this idea, it kind of reminds me of that one scene where Wim's about to go to bed and he's like, he asks his dad if he'll read him a story. And the dad's like, don't you think you're too old for stories now? And this kid's like, what? Like maybe 9 or something? Like they're not that old.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's time to grow up and be a statistician.
Yeah.
But his friend is like the elephant little guy.
Yeah.
He's like very conformative. The only reason he's not is because Wim convinces him to do stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, like Neil, that little elephant guy, like he's someone who probably like comes from a family that absolutely thrives in this society.
Yeah.
Because they are true just community people. Like they can, you can assign them whatever job and they're going to be fine. Like they're the conformative good people in this community.
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys like the callback there? Whenever Wim goes to, before they go visit the ship and Neil's in the bathtub, that scene where Wim's in the window and he's getting the attention of his little brothers and sisters and they're watching that little hollow that looks an awfully lot like something from the holiday special.
Yeah,
Yes, it does.
I saw it. I didn't like it.
I liked it. I thought it was funny.
It was perfect.
So talking about Neil and his family, I loved that there were multiple shots of Wim just like longingly looking in and seeing like Neil's happy family. And you could just tell like there's some jealousy there, but it's that show don't tell, because it's not like he said like, oh yeah, Neil, I'm mad because your parents are still in love.
Yeah.
But just a couple quick shots of him just looking in and seeing the family is all you needed, and it was done really well.
Yeah.
You know what else I thought of? So Wim, who is not a conformative child, right? Lives with a single father. Fern, who is also non-conformative, just lives with her mother.
Parent Trap.
No, I was just saying, like, so Neil is like this conservative, like conforming child, right? Like perfect family that thrives in this community.
Are you
Has
saying
a
it's
mom and
Wim's
dad.
fault his parents are divorced?
Well, no,
It never
Wim's
says
mom,
they're divorced.
I think Wim's mom is dead, actually.
He just doesn't have a mom. It's just him and his dad. They never say what happens. And
Well, yeah,
Fern just has a mom.
But like he
Right.
says, but like a couple times he says like mom used to, or this or that. Like that gave me the feeling that I think she's dead.
Yeah, what if the government killed his mom and Fern's dad got killed by the government?
Because they were non-conforming?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Like it makes them more conforming. Dude, honestly, I really do think that this might be like a dystopian kind of.
I think it is too, because like everything's so perfect, and they like really prove that point with a bunch of their shots. Like this is this perfect, thriving community, but like some people seem off. Like Wim's dad, like you said, he's always working and trying to do things. Fern's mom, in that one shot, whenever she comes home, she's like, "Hey, she's like top of the class again." Or whatever, or something. And her mom's like stressing that it's really important and whatever. And she's just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah. And it makes sense too. Like Elijah was saying that they know something because they're pushing both of them really hard to do well in the assessment. Whereas like Neil's family, I get more of the vibe that it's just do your best, buddy. Like it's all going to be okay. Just do your best. But like, Wim and Fern have to be perfect. Like that's what's expected of them. And I don't think it's because of the typical, like, I don't think that their parents are overachievers. I think their parents know something. And that's why they want them to be perfect, because they want them to be like them.
So not quite as extreme, but have you guys read or watched The Wrinkle in Time?
No.
So essentially, there's a part where they go to this planet, and it's kind of like this perfect suburb, just like this, but way more crazy. Like when they get there, all the kids are just bouncing their ball like a basketball or something in perfect time with each other. There's this like otherworldly deity who's kind of taken over the planet. But that's also kind of the vibes that this episode gave me, just a little bit. So it's made me think that maybe it's not a government thing. Maybe there is like a dark side entity of some kind that has taken control of the planet.
That's interesting. That's an interesting take. For me, I was getting like The Giver.
Ooh, yeah.
Was like specifically the dystopian novel I was thinking of.
Nice.
What'd y'all think of the government lady that came to visit the class, like in the beginning of the episode?
I thought she was kind of rude.
Yeah, but also I mean, honestly, like now I'm kind of putting on tinfoil hat here. I think also that now that Elijah pointed it out, I think definitely Wim's dad is part of the government, like part of the cabal in control, because when Wim doesn't speak, she singles him out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like pays special attention to him.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me.
Not only that, but his dad was able to, like, even though he missed the assessment, was able to work it out so that Wim could take the test again.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone could just do this on this crazy planet.
Well, no, because if the assessment is like a dystopian novel and it decides your life path, like there are no do-overs. Like for instance, in The Giver, they'll kill you if you miss the assessment. Like you're just gonna die, is what's gonna happen to you. Whereas like this, for him to get a second chance, I think is pretty crazy.
Yeah. Which, sorry, I kind of changed the subject. Mac, did you have a point about scary teacher lady?
No, I just thought she was weird. And then the more we talked about how like this is some like dystopian planet, like it kind of made more sense like why she was so weird. Because whenever she first like talks to the kids, she's like, I was able to take time out of my very busy schedule to come talk to you about the assessment. I was like, this lady is kind of weird and really rude for no reason to these children.
Yeah.
Which that scene also makes me think of. So Neil has this crush on this other girl in class, and that little girl, whatever she got, she was like, I want to be whatever. It makes more sense because Neil is part of that like perfect family on this planet, right? He would have a crush on another kid that was like also conforming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that one kid says, I want to be pilot.
Great.
Okay. I gotta know. A lot of people have been arguing about Neil and the fact that he's not the same species as Max Rebo. How are you boys feeling about it?
I'm very upset, personally.
Yeah?
He should be. He should be Max. How is he not? Like, I honestly agree with it. How is he not? It doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean? He looks nothing like Max Rebo, besides the fact they're blue.
They're blue. Max,
They're blue,
they
they're
both have big
elephant-like.
ears. But Max
they're both-
Rebos are more like rabbit-like, but still really big.
But also Max Rebo's an adult, and also we don't know how old he is. Maybe he's an old adult.
Yeah, I'm looking
like,
at
we
a
don't
picture
know.
of Max Rebo right now. That is an old man.
The eyes aren't right
Exactly.
either.
Well, yeah, but as you get old, you don't look the same.
There are no souls, but no soul behind those eyes.
They're
I
just
mean,
black eyes.
He's been playing music for Jabba for who knows how long. Who knows the things he's seen? Maybe he doesn't.
Maybe
have a soul
Max is
anymore.
actually Neil's dad.
Maybe Max is the friends we made along the way.
Tuck's back. He died for like 5 minutes, but he's back again.
Hey
I
boys,
revived him.
He bit on the wrong wire.
I did. It was crazy.
Yarl Poof and I had to do surgery, but he pulled through.
Yep, I saw Max Rebo, but he was all shiny. It was beautiful.
The great
You saw
Max
the great
Rebo
droid in the sky.
Yeah. He gave me a prophecy and told me that
Oh.
I am the chosen one.
He put his trunk in places
Hey.
they shouldn't be.
I'm ready to dedicate my life to you.
What a guy, man. Just always willing to join my cults. What a guy.
Whatever cult you have, I'm gonna be a part of it.
You know what? You're going to get sugar in your Kool-Aid instead of what everyone else gets.
That's what I'm saying. You got to get in early.
You'll be my left behind prophet. Yeah.
I'll take 2.
Okay. We talked a little bit about the pirates, but I wanted to bring up the fact that they robbed the ship and there was only a single credit in there.
Yeah, it was it's like what they did in Dark Knight whenever they were like marking bills. That whole ship was just a ploy to like find where the pirates are operating.
Ooh, I hadn't considered that.
Yeah, that's all that was.
Yeah. Or the main pirate knew he was going to get marooned and had robbed it with a different crew beforehand.
Ooh.
Maybe.
I'm just throwing it. I don't know.
Oh, what did you guys think about that one alien getting shot in the eye and just like taking it?
He was pretty cool, let's just be honest.
That was pretty hard.
Yeah.
Man.
It was
The
a good
wolf
fight.
guy though, that's like second in command, he was cool.
I did like him.
Because we haven't seen the wolf aliens like in a long time. I forget what it was, but they were in something. Not as like a main character or anything, but we've seen them before.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find their species.
And I wish we would have actually gotten to see Jude Law. I was like, why are they doing the mask thing again? Why do they always have to have masks?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I liked his costume though. It was
No,
pretty
his
cool.
costume was dope. They got everybody looked really cool too. Like they looked like pirates.
Yeah, and also too just the specifically the boarding.
Yeah,
stuff like
that's what I was about to bring up.
That's what I
good.
want. That's what I want boarding to look like. Like that looked like some like Age of Sail, pirate or naval boarding. Like it was just I almost expected them to have pikes instead of blasters.
Well, the way that they
It was just so cool.
the ones with the spacesuits came out and took out the turret by just flying out there, putting a thermal detonator on it and blowing out the turret.
Yep. Yeah, that was
That was dope.
And then also too, like how their entrance tubes were also basically anchors. Like they had all those
Yeah.
like sharp things that dug into the ship. I thought that was awesome.
All right, nobody pee themselves. They just announced The Witcher 4. I just had to say it. We can keep talking Star Wars. If I know, you have to know. But I did find the this alien. They're called Shistavanen. They are a species of sentient fur-covered bipeds with wolf-like faces. They come from the planet Yavina Prime. Looks like, in terms of canon, apparently they were in Thrawn alliances, but a lot of High Republic stuff, mostly just novels and comics, and I think they are also a legend species as well, but this is their first appearance in live action.
Maybe I've just dreamed of them.
No, I feel like I've definitely seen them before. Well, I'm sure we've seen...
Maybe Yariel Poof is planting images in my mind at night.
It probably is. That silly guy.
Or it's the great Max Rebo in the sky, brother. Maybe the Kool-Aid has been working that I've been slipping you. And maybe one day you'll meet him.
I must have a Russian code word in my brain waiting for me to kill.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Wait. Stinkies. I think there was one appearance of this species in episode 4. Maybe at the bar?
No, I know what you're talking about. Those things are based off what Chewbacca was supposed to originally look like, but they just made it into a species, because I thought that too.
The Lasats are what Chewbacca was supposed to look like originally. Get actually.
Nope, you're wrong. You're wrong. I'm telling you, you're wrong right now.
This guy has a name. It's Lak Sivrak.
And they look furry and weird.
They
You
look
mean
like
like
a
the
werewolf.
Lasats?
Let me see right now.
Yeah, okay. Let me just... Can you see that now, Mr. Krabs?
Well, you know, I know for a fact you have Discord on your phone and you can just drop the image in the chat. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Although-
but this is so much funnier.
I'm telling you, those things are based on the Ralph McQuarrie artwork, the original artwork.
No, the Lasats are. I mean, Elijah is correct.
That wasn't until later.
Get actually.
That wasn't until later. I'm telling you, that alien that's in episode 4 in the bar scene is from the original Ralph McQuarrie work, because they already made those prosthetics and stuff, and then they decided to make Chewbacca different.
Well, I'm telling you now, regardless of its origin, Lak Sivrak is the same species as the werewolf from Skeleton Crew.
Retroactively.
I don't care if it's retroactively, it's still the truth.
Have you dropped the image yet?
Also,
Yes.
too, do you... You're not
it in your
using
pants.
You're not using retroactively right.
Oh, wait, no. This thing's different. I wasn't looking at this thing. I don't know what this thing is.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hey, totally Brad commented on your video, by the way.
Listen, they popped up right as I took the screenshot, and I was too lazy to take a second one.
I need to look at this character for myself.
You go look at Lak Sivrak, okay?
I will.
He's also from Univa Prime, as you can see, the homeworld of the Shistavinin, who's
Yeah.
I'm
I don't
totally
remember this guy.
pronouncing correctly.
I don't remember this guy at all.
But yes, he does. Sorry. Apparently, this specific character has, with all things Star Wars, quite a few appearances in Legends. Anyway, Skeleton Crew. Final thoughts, boys.
I can't wait to see where it goes. I mean, like I said earlier, I'm very excited about it. It was good.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this show.
I don't know. Maybe it'll have a bad ending, but I'm really looking forward to it now, and I have, I would say, very reasonable expectations.
Yeah. And I think with how they set it up, I mean, they would really have to drop the ball for this to be a bad show.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, they set it up really well. I don't see there's any way that they would drop the ball that hard.
Something else is just the like child actors. I feel like all did a really good job, which I think is a good sign.
Well, yeah, like, they were all, like, professionals. Like, really
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, cool. I think that's all we have time for today. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you want to be a part of this conversation, you can email us at animalsquadron@gmail.com. Again, that is animalsquadron@gmail.com. And if you could leave us a review wherever you're listening, that would be amazing. For the Animal Squadron, this has been MotherGoose.
HouseDog.
And Lowtech Tub.
Goodbye, everybody!
Adios.
That was a big peak right there.
It was just for them.
Your peak.